We are in Kennard, West Virginia, in order to explore the cemetery located on Red Ash Island. Kennard is located in Fayetteville. We took Kennard River Access Road and set out the boat and kayak launch. The Southside Trail is drivable for the first mile, but we decided to walk it. The 3-mile walk from the boat kayak launch to Red Ash Island took us along the New River. Along the way, we found structures once used by the mining company. The island's history reveals that the 12-acre, oft-times water-isolated land along the New River was used by the Red Ash community in the 1890s. During that time, smallpox was an epidemic in which nearly 30% of those afflicted expired. Due to the virility of the disease, the local hospitals refused to admit those infected with the sickness, which would result in residents being sent to the island. Those patients would inhabit one of 3 fort-like structures built there. The other 2 would house the doctor and women and children. During the 5-year outbreak, the coal mining company provided transport to and from the island. Once the outbreak had subsided, the structures were demolished and the deceased were left undisturbed in their graves. On March 6, 1900, there was an explosion at the Red Ash mine in which 46 coal miners perished. Many of the deceased were sent to their families by train. However, many others were left to be buried on the island. 5 years later, tragedy would strike again with another explosion at the mine. This time, 24 miners lost their lives. Many of those victims were reportedly buried on Red Ash Island as well, which would bring the 12 acres to over 200 graves laying to rest. The cemetery would later be joined by the victims of the 1917 influenza pandemic from the local area. In addition to the island being used as a cemetery, it was used for community activities, and a baseball diamond was built upon it in the 1940s. In the 1950s, the town of Red Ash was abandoned. Now the remaining structures and graves are left behind, with nature reclaiming itself. Present day, the island can be found by hiking the Southside Trail. The GPS coordinates are in the comment section below. How wet your feet get will depend on the time of year and how much rainfall there has been. When we went in September, it was completely dry. I'm curious to know what action, if any, you believe should be taken here. Should the area be cared for and restored to showcase the graves that are contained upon it? Or should no action be taken and nature be allowed to continue her growth? Comment below and please subscribe if you enjoyed this video.